Hello everyone and welcome. This is Melanie with Vintage Hill Studio. Today I'm making a tone-on-tone wedding card, and I don't know what it is about tone-on-tone cards, but I absolutely love the simplicity of them. They look very classic to me. So let me tell you about this embossing folder. It's Camilla Lace from Anna Griffith for Cuttlebug. I'll use these two flower punches as well as a leaf punch. And then the star of the show is this heart die set from Spellbinders. Now here is the first die cut. From the inner heart, it just cuts out this detail, and then you use the outer heart and place that around your first die cut and run that through your die cutting machine, and it actually cuts out the whole heart shape with the intricate part, like this. Okay, now using that white gold metallic cardstock from Nina, I'm going to take that same outer heart and cut that solid heart out, which I will use to back the intricate heart, and that helps it stand out from that white background, from your tone-on-tone background. It's just a little bit of sheen. Here's a card base that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I've cut a mat that's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 and run that through my embossing folder. That will go on the front of my card. And then I thought, to add a little more interest, I will take that solid white gold metallic heart and run that through my Camilla Lace folder as well. Here's one of my favorite tools, the Sizzix Texture Boutique. It is fantastic for these smaller embossing folders. Does a great job, doesn't take up much room in your craft room. So I love this little machine. Plus it looks like a cute little purse. Win-win. So much fun. Okay, now look at this metallic heart with just that little bit of embossing. Now when I put that intricate heart over it, it really looks nice. Plus, then it also goes with that background mat. So now I bring over that white gold metallic cardstock that I used to cut out the solid heart, and I'm going to go through and do all my punching at once. I'm going to punch 3 of the larger flowers, 3 of the smaller flowers, just using all the bits and pieces from this leftover piece of white gold metallic. And I think this is going to actually pop against my white background mat there. And also, pull that metallic from the background of the intricate heart. So I'll get my leaves punched out as well, and then I'm just using a tiny hole punch. This isn't a regular sized hole punch, it's the next size smaller. Sorry, I don't know the dimensions on it, but you can see how tiny it is. I'm going to use that for the center of my little flowers. So then I will come back and just do little dots of glue because I don't want this squishing out between layers. And I'm going to add the small layer onto that top layer, and then I'll come back with those centers for my flowers and get those all put together. Now you can see this is going really quickly. So you can get this card done in no time at all, and it looks like it was really difficult. I don't know if it's because of the tone-on-tone and that beautiful embossing folder or what it is, but you can see that it is not a labor-intensive card. It's a simple card. It just looks exquisite. Okay, got my flowers all put together. Got my leaves punched out, and then I'm going to bring over my little mat here and a ball stylus. And when you apply the little pressure with the ball stylus, it's going to make this cardstock curl just a little bit. This is going to give some added dimension to the front of our card. Not that we need it, but I do like to have a little curl to my flowers or my leaves, just for the interest. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and start assembling everything. Starting with that intricate heart, I'm just adding some little dots of glue with my liquid adhesive, because I don't want it to smush out all over on my metallic paper. It would show through. So you be really careful with your glue here. But look how beautiful that comes together. Plus it coordinates with that mat. Okay, then I'll get my mat put down on the front of my card, and I almost forgot, one of the details that sets this card off is satin ribbon. I should have done the satin ribbon before I did my liquid adhesive, but I can work around it. So I'm going to use a little tape runner to help me hold my ribbon here until I'm ready to flip this around and put it on my card front. So I just cut a small piece of satin ribbon, and I'm going to start from the back here and wrap it around the front. And because this is a symmetrical design on this embossing folder, I can line it up with some confidence that is fairly straight just by looking at the pattern on the embossing folder itself there on the front. Okay, add a little extra adhesive here. Now I'm ready to get this put down on the front of my card. And you could see that I did cut the mat smaller to begin with so that I've got a tiny border from the base, my card base. I just think that makes the embossed layer stand out just a bit more. And then I want to add a satin bow to the front. And sometimes I can, get these bows put together fairly quickly, and sometimes, like when you're trying to video something, you have nothing but difficulty. So I wrangle and pull around on this bow until I've got it where I think it looks pretty good. Not perfect, but it's going to be okay. All right. Then to get that adhered onto my other layer going across there on my mat, I will use some adhesive dots. These hold very well, and it's great for like satin on satin. So adhesive dots to get this put to the front of my card. It's fairly easy to line everything up because of that center line running through my embossing folder. And then I've got some foam tape on the back of my hearts there. I can line that up down the center again using that line that I can see on my embossing folder, the vertical line. Making my life simple since the bow did not. Everything else needs to come together easier, right? Okay, here are those white gold metallic flowers that we punched out. And I like working in odd numbers, so I've got 3 flowers and then 2 leaves for a total of 5 little dimensional items for the front of my heart here. You can see that little curl in the flowers and on the leaves is going to add just enough interest, along with, the 3-dimensional part of having the satin bow. And this will come as the completion to this beautiful little tone-on-tone card. I just think this will make a lovely wedding card for someone. There's a close-up look on the metallics that you can see in the flowers and also the background of that intricate cut heart. And then as a finishing touch on the inside, I used 1 flower and 2 more of those leaves, staying with the tone-on-tone colors just to coordinate from front to back. And then on my envelope, I ran the flap through that Camilla Lace embossing folder as well. So everything coordinates. It's very simple, very elegant, and I hope you enjoyed watching this today. I would love to hear a comment from you, get a like for this video, or even better, have you as a new subscriber or a returning subscriber, whatever. I love it all. I really enjoyed doing this, and I'm so glad you dropped by to visit today, and I hope you'll come back and see me next week. Happy crafting, everyone!